Here is a coin from a hard-to-find country. This coin is from 1905, and it's from the Dansk Vestindien, which translates to the Danish West Indies. Today, that would be known as the U.S. Virgin Islands, and so the Virgin Islands were called the Danish West Indies up until about 1917. This coin has a heart mint mark right there to the left of 1905, which means that it was minted in Copenhagen. This is the monogram of Christian IX, Denmark. We flip it around and we have some neat symbolism here. We've got a trident, a sickle. We've got the staff, which appears on a lot of Danish coins, and actually coins from a lot of places, where you have the staff with wings with a couple of snakes going around it that you typically think of hospitals when you see that symbol. And a value of 1 cent, which was also worth 5 bit. And so the Danish West Indies currency at the time, you had 5 bit equals 1 cent, and then 100 of those made a franc, and then 5 of those made a dollar. They spell dollar different than the United States would spell a dollar. So this is a coin you just don't see very often, and I'm putting it at, even with all the corrosion on this side, this coin is rare enough that it has a book value of $11. And if you found this in MS60 Uncirculated, the catalog value of this is $75. So in this video, we're going to take a look at all of the coins that are on the screen. This is part 3 of a 3-part video of coins that I picked up from one of my favorite coin dealers that I see at shows a couple of times a year, where he just brings out a huge tub of foreign coins and makes them 6 for $1. And I'll say that this particular visit, I found a lot of good things that, so he must have recently purchased a huge purchase to add to this bin, because recently I hadn't found as much from this dealer, but I did this time. And so I purchased $13 worth of 6 for $1 coins. That makes 78 coins. This is video number 3 out of this 3-part series, and so since I paid $13 for the whole lot, I've had kind of a running tally of how much value I've gotten out of these. And so from the first video, we ended up with $26 worth of coin. The second video was $21 worth of coins. And if that first coin has a value of $11, then we're making pretty good traction on trying to make sure we get a good value for what I purchased. So let's take a look at what else we've got. There are a lot of coins that I get confused between Syria and Egypt, but this one is Syria when you have the eagle looking to the right with 3 stars on the shield in front of it. This one is from the Syrian Arab Republic days. We flip this one over, and it's a 50 piastres coin. The other side had it's kind of well worn, but it had an Arabic date of 1399, which our calendar is 1979. This one is KM 119. By the way, the Danish West Indie coin had a catalog number of KM 75. If you see the what's called the radiant lion holding a scimitar look that we have right here, you have a coin from Iran. And a lot of Arabic countries draw their 5 like an oval or a circle or kind of an egg shape, but the Persian way of drawing numbers made it look like an upside down heart. So this is the number 5 in the middle of this coin. This one's going to be a 5 reals. And they also have a calendar that's different than a lot of Arabic calendars. So the calendar date at the very bottom is 1353, which on our calendar, that's 1974. This catalog number of this coin is KM 1176. And there are a couple of variations this year. This is having to do with the date. This is the small date variation of the 1353 coin. So there is another version where that number at the very bottom is a little bit larger. But I don't think either version have a premium of price. Here is a coin from Spain in the 1980s, which didn't last too long. This was when Juan Carlos I is king of Spain. This is an aluminum 2 pesetas coin. And as a denomination, this only lasted for 1982 and 1984. But it is interesting to see the map. So we have the outline of the map of Spain, at least the mainland, and then you've got some islands which are offset on the side. So that's kind of neat to see. KM 822. Here's a coin from Tanzania in 1979. Catalog KM number 2. Flip this over and we have an ostrich. For those of you who like animals on your coins and birds. This one is a 20 centi. So I believe that Argentina also made a coin with an ostrich on it. I can't think of other countries that have used that on their coins. But I like how this one's in nice condition. Here is a coin from the Netherlands East Indies. Today that would be known as Indonesia. And so it has not only a couple of different languages, but it has a couple of different alphabets on here. So around the edge we have Javanese, and then closer to the center of the coin we have some Arabic. Flip this one over. And then in our alphabet it does say Netherlands East Indies, or at least Netherlands Indies, with the date of 1945. This is a 1 cent coin from 1945. As we look at the privy mark on here, which appears on a lot of Netherlands coins, we have it right here. And we have a palm tree. And so the palm tree means that the coin was printed overseas. So this was not actually minted in the Netherlands. And then we actually have a mint mark right here of the letter D. So at this time, these Netherlands East Indies coins were produced in the United States and could be at any of the mints, Philly, Denver, or San Francisco. And so that's the letter D right there next to the 5 in 1945. This coin books for $1.50 and is KM 317. Here is a coin from Italy from 1894. I think the crown means that it was under King Umberto I. There is a KB mint mark at the bottom of this coin on this side, which stands for Berlin. So that gives this a catalog number of 28.1. If you found it with an R for Rome, that would be 28.2. And we flip it over. This one is a 20 centesimi coin. And if I remember the numbers on here, I think about 80 million of these were produced in 1894. But then 70 million of them were scooped up and pulled from circulation so that they could reproduce, reuse them, and reprint the 1918 20 centesimi coin on it. So if you ever have a 1918 20 centesimi, it's very possible you could find one that has details of this coin, especially the crown on the other side. You can see some of those details on the newer coin. Here's a bronze coin from Jordan. During this time of 1949, they tended to make a side that English speakers could read, but then the other side would be Arabic. This one, as you can see, is a 10 fils. Date of 1949, KM number 4. Flip it over, here's the Arabic side. So again, 10 fills. It has the our calendar date of 1949, then above the 10 it has their Arabic calendar date of 1368. And at this time, 10 fills was worth 1 Kirsch. This coin books for $1.25. Here's a coin from Argentina featuring General Jose de San Martin. This coin was originally made in 1978 to remember the 100th anniversary of his birth. But then, starting in 1979, and this coin was made in 1980, they removed the 100th anniversary and then just said it's General Jose de San Martin. Flip this one over. It is a 100 pesos. Has a Buenos Aires mint mark there at the very top, so it's easy to see the B, but there's kind of an A with the B. Tiny little S for Buenos Aires. This one is KM60 and is worth $1.25. Here is a coin from the short-lived Somali Republic. 1967 was the only year they made coins for this Somali Republic. It also has the same date of 1967 in Arabic numbers on the side. We flip this one over, and a lot of the Somali coins, even newer ones, have the value of the coin in 2 different currencies. So it kind of dates back to the British control when it was a Somali shilling. But locally, they called this a 1 scalino. This one's going to be KM9. This symbol, when you see this on a coin, that means that it's usually from the country of Oman. However, this coin was made during a brief time where it was Muscat in Oman. So we flip it over and see the boat design on here. It has the number 5 in Arabic on both the left and the right here. And then a calendar Arabic date of 1381, which becomes 1962. This one is a 5 Bisa coin. Catalog KM33. This one books for $2. We're back to another coin from Indonesia. This one is the 25 rupiah from 1971. And then it has rupiah abbreviated as RP and the number 25 again. But the bird on this one is called a Victoria Crowned Pigeon. So this was made in 1971. And it is catalog KM34. Here's an older coin from Haiti, and I almost always find this coin in worse than fine condition. And so I picked this one up hoping that it would be an upgrade. It is dated 1905, and it features President Nord Alexis, and is a 5 centimes coin. And so it still has the French motto, Liberty, Equality, Fraternity, written around the edge, and then the palm tree with flags and cannon look that you see on most Haitian coins. This one is catalog KM53. Next we have a coin from Ghana from 1958. This is going to be a 1 shilling coin. So no longer under the British anymore. They made their own currency, and they stayed pre-decimal until 1967. And at the time it features Kwame Nkrumah. This coin is KM number 5. This is one of the harder to find circulating coins from Mexico from the 1980s. Pretty low value compared to a lot of others. It's only a 50 centimos. But it was only made for 1983, and it features the Palenque culture. Catalog number KM 492. Then, of course, flip it over, see the design that we see on most Mexican coins, the eagle and the snake on the cactus. Here we have a coin that says the Republic of Korea, 4294 is the year. So that actually means, to us, that means South Korea. This is a 50 won coin, and that calendar date would, on our calendar, be 1961. So this was one of the first coins after North and South Korea split. So this one is catalog KM number 2. As we flip this one over, this is called the Ironclad Turtle Boat. And so this coin was not produced very long, but in 1966, the South Koreans redesigned their currency a little bit. They made this coin a little bit smaller, but they also changed the value of the coins. And at that point, 50 won became 5 won. So the 5 won coin starting in 1966 looks pretty similar to this one, but still has the same turtle boat on it, but it is a smaller coin. So these older, larger coins are a little bit harder to find, so this one makes this coin worth $2. Here is a modern bimetallic coin from Turkey. This one is a 50 kurus from 2009. And even, I believe 2009 was the first year that they made this coin, but it's still being produced as of recently. This one is catalog KM 1243. I've had a good run recently of finding these Netherlands, and in this case Netherlands Antilles coins of this design in really nice condition. This one is the larger 2.5 cent. We flip it over and you can see the fighting lion here in really good condition, where you can see a lot of the details on here. This one is from 1965. It's catalog KM5. They started the catalog numbers back to 1 when they started calling it Netherlands Antilles. And so we have the this Dutch symbol that we saw earlier in the video, where it has the, really hard to see when it's this small, but it's the staff with the wings and the 2 snakes going around it as kind of a Netherlands mint mark. But to the left of the 1965, we have a fish. And so one thing that they pointed out in the catalog is that is the Mint Master mint mark. But sometimes there will be an acting mint master. And so you can find some 1965 coins with the acting mint master where the fish is smaller and there's a little star next to it. So the star means that it's an acting mint mark. We don't have that one on this one, but those are harder to find. So this coin has, in this condition, books for $3, but if you found the one with the fish and star from this year, it would book for $11. Here's a coin. It looks like this is called Island, but this is how they spell Iceland up there in Iceland. This is a 50 kroner. And then on this coin from 1970, we see the Iceland Parliament building. Now, the first year that they made this coin was in 1968, and it actually had some text on here signifying that it was the 50th anniversary of the sovereignty of Iceland, but that text only appeared in 1968. As they made this going forward, they just put the date and no other text describing what was on here. This one's KM19, and this coin books for $1. Here's an older coin from Nicaragua. And Republica of Nicaragua. Republica is abbreviated on the left, but a lot of the Nicaraguan coins feature the same design with the triangle, the 5 mountains, and the radiant cap in the middle. As we turn this one over, it is quite a bit corroded, but it's from 1899, and it is a 5 centavos coin. If you find a similar coin from 1898, it will be similar, but it is different enough to have its own catalog number. This one's KM9, so KM8 appeared in 1898. Here we have a fairly modern coin from Iran. This one is 1,000 rials. Their Persian calendar has a date of 1389 at the bottom, which translates to 2010 on our calendar. This one is cataloged KM1274. And if you're wondering what 1,000 rials is worth in United States money, that translates to 2 United States cents. Flip this one over, and this side is up because it has the writing at the bottom. And if you didn't know better, you'd think this would be like a maze or something in a kid's coloring book or something like that. But this is actually a 1-year circulating commemorative coin for the holiday, which is written in Arabic at the bottom, Eid-e-Kadir Kome. This coin book's for $1.50. That's going to be the last of the foreign coins that we have today, but I'm going to finish up with saving some tokens here for the end. This one is might be a restaurant you've heard of. It's called the Big Texan, and it says free 72-ounce steak on here. Now, this token does not entitle you to a free 72-ounce steak, but instead they're advertising that it's possible to get a free steak. We flip it over. Home of the free 72-ounce steak, Amarillo, Texas, and then even has their website, which means this is a fairly modern token. So I think there are several restaurants around the world that are mostly tourism-type places that have picked up on this concept, but it comes with an eating challenge. So if you can eat the entire 72-ounce steak, along with I think it comes with like a potato and a salad. If you can eat the entire thing in an hour, you get it for free. If you're outside the United States and wondering how big 72 ounces is, that's roughly 2 kilograms. So that's not something that I would be able to attempt or even want to attempt. If you can't eat it in an entire hour, or you don't want to, if you want the steak but you don't want to try the challenge, it's going to cost you $72 to order that steak. So that is quite the steak. And so I remember, according to the story, I think this goes back to the 60s, where this is an area of the country that has a lot of oil drilling, and so he asked, several oil men would come to eat steaks, and so he gave a contest to whoever could eat the most would get it for free, and the guy ended up eating, the winner of this one-day contest ended up eating something similar to 72 ounces, and then he just pretty much decreed, if anyone else can come back and do that again, he deserves to get the food for free. And so that kind of became a promotional thing, and it's close enough to Route 66 that people will stop there. And of course, it's in the city of Amarillo, which a lot of people go to. So I think that's kind of a fun story if you've never heard of that tourist attraction. We've got ourselves a transportation token from eastern Massachusetts. So it's got the letters EM in the middle, and then at the bottom that is abbreviated for Street Railway Company. Flip it over and it looks the same. So it's got the 3 little cuts in it. Good for one fare, or good for one zone fare, so the text is a little different around the outside of this one. These were made in 1947, and the catalog says that this is made out of nickel silver. but they didn't say if they're just calling it that and there's actually silver in it or not. I'm guessing that there's either no silver in here or it's a very tiny trace of silver. But the Atwood Coffee Catalog of United States Transportation Tokens calls this MA for Massachusetts 135A. Another transportation token, but this one is for bus transportation for school children. And in the middle of the shield here, it says Albuquerque, New Mexico. Good for one school fare, so I guess they didn't have school buses at the time. Instead, you just, I guess, put your kid on a regular city bus. I guess that's how it worked. But being from Albuquerque, they have, it must be pretty hot there because they've got a bus with a sun behind it. The company was called Suntran of Albuquerque. And I couldn't find a date on these. The Atwood Coffee number on this one is New Mexico 40K. In the previous video, I talked about tax tokens and how they had a denomination of mils. So this one is a 5 mil coin for a sales tax 5 mil coin, or worth half a cent, to make a change for 5 mils correct sales tax payment. This one is from the Arizona State Tax Commission. So I know some people who like cactuses. I guess I should say cacti. So we've got cacti on here, but one prominent cactus in the foreground. That one has lots of whatever you call those arms sticking up out of it. And so the tax token catalog, this is Schimmel Arizona 6. This is made from 1937 and 1945. So as we look at the coins from this series, the coins in the previous two videos are the ones in the bag, but everything that we looked at in this video is going to be the ones outside of the bag. They're on the left. And so, as I said, I paid $13 for everything that's on the screen here in this and the previous two videos. I paid $13 for everything, but we did really well with the catalog value this time. And so sometimes his bin is really popular and it gets picked through before I get there, but not this time. So we had $26 worth of value in the first video, 21 in the second video. But that one coin we started off with today that booked for $11 really set the tone here. And so we ended up getting a $31 worth of value in the coins that we looked at in this video. And that's also without me giving really a value to any of these tokens. They're really hard to come up with the value of those. But that's going to give us a 3-video total value of $78, and I paid $13 for the lot. So you can see why that's my favorite dealer. And so he doesn't really, he will go through and he'll pick out some really good ones, especially the older ones, the silver ones, stuff like that, and put them in $1 and $2 bins. But just the fact that he has a huge bin of loose foreign coins, I really like to see his booth, and especially when he has new things. So that's all for this video, but I'll be back with some more foreign coin videos. Thanks for watching. Bye.